Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video, I thought we could revisit an older topic, and with a lot of new players in chat and even seasoned players who don't follow the market, I thought it might be helpful. The topic I'm talking about is how I make coin in New World, and how maybe you can also. This might seem obvious to many of you out there, but I don't think that it is to everyone. People often complain about the availability of orichalcum or star metal nodes, and how it is impossible to level any trade skills because of bots or campers. And although I understand this frustration all too well, there really is an easy way around this. Simply farm something less commonly farmed by bots that people need, and then use the coin you earn to purchase the mats you need. Simple, right? Maybe not so simple, because I am constantly asked where I farm my coin, what I farm, and so on. So I figured I would make an up-to-date guide on things I tend to farm most commonly that always make me a decent income fairly quickly without fail. So let's just get into it. First, we'll start simple with the tried, tested, and true method of farming coin in New World. In my opinion, probably the absolute best, most consistent gold source in the game. I am of course talking about Hyssop. Hyssop farming is just about as close as you can get to printing your own coin. It grows everywhere, although these locations here in Cutlass Keys, First Light, and Evanscale Reach are some of the absolute best. When it comes to Hyssop, there will always be buy orders for it. And the nice thing here is they will always be for 10k, and there will be very many of them. This is because people use this to level Arcana aptitude for rare materials and patterns, as well as power level territory standing. So the demand is virtually endless, even still with the lower population on some of the servers. The only thing that will limit how much coin you can generate while farming Hyssop is your personal fortitude for farming, and of course the speed you can gather. When farming Hyssop to sell, I always recommend using the gather speed perk on your stickle. This will greatly impact how much coin you can make per hour. When you click an herb plant, you will receive 3 to 7 Hyssop generally, which doesn't seem like much, but once you consider that Hyssop sells for 0.65 to 0.85 per, then you're basically getting 2 to 5 coin per 2-second click. With how abundant it is, those numbers add up very quickly. Now, as an added bonus to farming Hyssop, you will also receive herbs when gathering it, and depending where you choose to farm it, it may have massive impact on how much coin per hour you make. If you farm it in Reekwater, for example, you will get Tarragon regularly. So you can see this is a massive amount of coin for very little effort and time. So although Hyssop isn't a huge coin seller in terms of value per, it is so easy to get mass amounts and easy to sell. You will quickly realize it is an amazing, steady, reliable source of coin to fund your character's progression. The next thing I want to talk about are perk items. Some of these resources have seen a recent skyrocket in value, and are very sought after by crafters, so you'll make a ton of coin off these right now. There are pages and pages of buy orders for these currently, and the demand will last for some time. So farming these will be something you will want to do to make some fast coin. And the unique thing here is most of the higher value ones are from tier 1 and tier 2 supply crates. So this provides an opportunity for not only the high level players to make a ridiculous amount of coin, but also the lower level players as well, and even completely fresh players, to make a big stack of coin also to help them progress more smoothly. Where you will want to farm these will be on the routes like these, for example. Basically all of the new areas like Windsward, Everfall, First Light, and Monarchs, traveling to all the farms and landmarks and checking these supply crates. As you can see, these are crazy at the moment, and will generate fast cash if you are looking for guaranteed coin makers. The two you will primarily be looking for are the Iron Guardsman token and the Iron Battle Medal, although the Arcane Embroidery and ones like that sell quite well also, just not for nearly as much as the other two. So whether you are high level or a complete new player, you should get on farming these and take advantage of this current demand. The coin you could make here will set you up in your trade skill training, speed up your leveling. The possibilities are endless. You definitely won't want to miss out on this. The next way I love to use to generate coin is tanning. As you can see from my tanning aptitude, I do this much more than anything else, because, well, it's easy to make a ton of coin this way. When I first started doing this, I farmed my rawhide, but now that I have some coin, I rarely do this now. I place buy orders for rawhide because its value and the time it takes to farm the amount I need don't really line up. So investing some gold into this will pay off in a big way later on. So per session, I always place buy orders for 40k rawhide, generally at 0.25 per, coming out to 10,000 coin. Now I know this is a huge investment, but you will see it does pay off in the end. Then I farm the thick hide, however, because it is much more expensive. My target is to farm 20k thick hide per session, although sometimes I do it in segments. I usually don't have a lot of trouble getting 20k, especially from the gators along the shore near Borsholm. And if you can get into Borsholm, it takes no time at all, although that place is often contested. An important thing to have and use here is a tanning set. This can be either the tier 3 or tier 4 sets. It really doesn't make a difference. What you're wanting is the bonus yield while tanning, because this will add up to huge amounts when processing this amount of hides. Now let's process these, and I will demonstrate why I love this so much and how I generate so much coin from it. So it seems, this time, I placed my buy orders for my normal 40k hides, but hadn't noticed I already had 10k on hand, so I will count it as equal expense. So 12,500 coin was my hide investment. So first let's process everything, then I will cover the cost and profit. So let's say I purchased 50k rawhide as my initial investment. Then I farmed 24,418 thick hides. This will be the biggest time sink involved with this. And no, I don't do it all at once unless I am extremely bored. Generally what I do is I farm in Morningdale, gators, bison, everything really, while I'm also picking herbs for Hyssop. This way, I'm not only gathering my required thick hides, but I'm also generating additional coin from the Hyssop as I mentioned earlier in the video. Multitasking is king while farming coin, because never forget your time has value in these equations. Anyway, after I've completed this process, I head to the boars in Eden Grove, and I farm the required iron hide. For iron hide, my investment was 23,603. Now, I know this number sounds huge, but when it comes to iron hide, it truly isn't. This stuff almost takes no time to farm, which is likely why it almost has no value on the market, and if you don't mind cutting into your profits a little, and don't have a ton of playtime, go ahead and buy it. It won't cause you to lose very much of your profit. But never buy the thick hides. Those are expensive, and you will be well rewarded in the end for your time spent farming them. So for our total investment, we're looking at 50k rawhide, 24,418 thick hides, and 23,603 iron hides. After processing using my tanner set, which I will say again is important here, I produced 3,598 infused leather. And before you ask, no, I do not factor in my aged tannin, because it is valued at around 0.06 per. And once you start doing this regularly, you will produce so much from aptitude crates, it won't matter anyhow. Now, why I love making gold by processing leather is because if you look at our end result, the 3,598 infused leather, you will quickly see that in order to make that, it actually would require 230,272 rawhide, 43,176 thick hide, and 28,784 iron hide. So from thin air, I created 180,272 rawhide, 18,758 thick hides, and 5,181 iron hides. This is amazing from doing nothing more than refining it all after I've farmed. And this bonus translates directly over to my coin profit as well. So my total cost here was 12,500 initial investment for my rawhides. And to keep things fair, if you are just starting out and have no aged tannin bulk yet, from aptitude crates, roughly 2,000 coin in tannin we'll say. So let's also include the crafting tax and call it 16,000 coin investment. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but everyone has 16,000 coins kicking around. Now my profit from all of this was 34,667.77 coin. I always fill the buy orders available over 8.25 coin, because that is my personal bottom threshold. If it goes lower than that, you're better off making infused gloves and gaining armoring aptitude and selling the materials from those crates. But anyways, yeah, so I fill the buy orders that meet my needs. Then I post the remaining and it always sells very quickly, within 4 to 5 hours, sometimes during prime time instantly. I also forgot to mention, I also got 184 smolder hide and 144 scar hide from the crates I created while processing this batch. So I sold those also, which is why my total is 34,667. Anyhow, that's a total profit after cost of 18,667 coin. This is an amazing turnover for doing so little, because while you're farming the hides, you will also make thousands from Hyssop and other things you choose to farm while gathering the hides. And the thick and iron hides required can be casually farmed in about 2 days. So making a passive 20k every 2 days is always nice, and has allowed me to stay on top of my crafting costs, or coin costs associated with making these videos, house decor and other things, or anything really. I recommend you give this a try. The same exact process can be applied to cloth as well if you prefer, but sadly because the cost of minerals are so unstable and unbalanced, this really won't work for smelting however, or at least not nearly as well. And for the final way I like to generate gold is dyes. Making dyes is just an awesome way to make coin. It is slower, however, but it is steady. And if you have the cooking trophy, chef set, and earring, you can produce massive amounts of dyes at very, very low material cost. Pigments are incredibly easy to farm. You can find routes for them, and the regions versus the colors on the interactive map in the description. Many people overlook dyes, but some of them are very valuable, 200 coin or more per, and most are over 50 coin per on the lower end. This doesn't sound like a lot, but when you farm and craft 20 to 50 of each color and post them, it adds up fast to thousands and thousands of coin, and it is a nice passive income. You will quickly notice 200, 400, 75, or 150 coin popping up every little while, constantly pushing up your total daily income. And keeping the market stocked with them is not very difficult because you produce so many bonus with cooking. Your investment with dies is nothing, so although it isn't huge numbers, it comes at no real investment. Often the best coin producers in MMOs aren't the high profit items that sell for 200k and take weeks to farm and potentially weeks to sell. It's the stuff that always sells and sells often, producing thousands of gold per week that will keep your pockets full. Okay guys, well that's my primary ways I use to make gold in 2022 in New World. Did I mention anything you do? Or do you have an amazing method I didn't mention that you're willing to share in the comments? If not, I understand. Keep those trade secrets close to the chest. And to answer your question, no, I've never maxed my coin. I come close all the time, but I have a spending problem, and I am addicted to trying different builds. Check out my gear storage shed. As you can see, I spend it as fast as I make it, which is why I needed to find very good ways of producing coin regularly. And I'd like to quickly thank all of you who have subscribed and watch my videos regularly. Your support is really appreciated and means the world to me. And to the people who have signed up to my Patreon, thank you. It really helps. Not so much in terms of the money, but it helps to motivate me in knowing that you care enough to pledge your money to support me continuing to make videos. So thank you all very much. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.